This is Ron Higgins with the ShreveportBossierJournal.com and theronhiggins.com. I'm here in Tiger Stadium. It's just after midnight, or it's 12:30. Man, it's getting late. I gotta get out of here. Actually, I could have left at halftime. It was brutal as we expected. Nice store-bought win for LSU. LSU 72 and Grambling 10. We're seeing, trying to put in perspective here, second most points ever scored on Tiger Stadium opener. A few here for the 1977 LSU Rice game, when LSU won 77-0 when Carlos Carson, I think, caught like 5 or 6 passes, all for touchdowns. That's the highest. Most points ever scored by an SEC team against a SWAC team. Another useless piece of information that I thought I'd give you here after midnight. It's hard to kind of decipher when you play somebody that bad, how much good this game did you. I guess it did LSU's offense good. I mean, they scored there on their first 10 possessions, didn't score in their last one. Virtually almost through a perfect game, so to speak. Played 3 quarterbacks, which, Ole Miss did that last week against Mercer. They won 77 or something. I thought if LSU could follow that game plan, it'd be good. They did tonight. They got 3 quarterbacks in. Jade Daniels, 18 of 24, 269 and 5 touchdowns, all the first half. Garrett Nussmeier started the second half, 4 of 6 for 48 yards. And then Ricky Collins, the freshman, came in. He led LSU to a touchdown also. So offensively, I think the best thing I saw, honestly, was a Notre Dame transfer Logan Diggs, a kid from Rummel, New Orleans, who had a good 2 years at Notre Dame. Played under Brian Kelly as a freshman. Kelly recruited him. Transferred here, had a hamstring problems all off season. Couldn't play last week because the hamstring wasn't quite right, but he was right this week. He made his LSU debut, 115 yards on 15 carries and a touchdown. Thought he ran really hard. Tough, hard-nosed runner. Has pretty good speed. But then the freshman Caleb Jackson came in, had 62 yards on 11 carries and 2 touchdowns. He's a nice addition. He really is. He also had a kickoff return for 27 yards, returned 3 kickoffs for 72 yards. So another nice addition. Something else LSU kind of experimented with, but wasn't something that they would said they were going to do. Lance Hurd, the big freshman offensive tackle, got some run with the first offense. I think in the second series, played really well. I like that combination of moving Emory and Jones to guard and then Lance at tackle. That looked really good. That was a positive. Some of the things that really didn't seem to improve. Obviously, the defense held them 10 points, but I mean, Grambling had like 280 yards in their first 28 snaps of the game. Like it had like eight plays of 20, 8 plays of 15 or more yards. Like 5 of them were 25, 23 or more yards. Sloppy tackling. Brian Kelly said it was somewhat scheme based, but he also said we got to tackle better. I agree. LSU's cornerback still didn't look that good. Denver Harris, an A&M transfer, got his first start, and honestly, he is a big work in progress. Big work in progress. Golly, this look at the leading tacklers. West Week 6, Alexander 6. There's a lot of secondary people with tackles. Defensively, they got to play better. They play Mississippi State next week in Starkville. It's the SEC opener. They got to take up their game somewhat. They followed that with Arkansas and Ole Miss. Ole Miss won a tough game at Tulane today. Arkansas started slow, won their game. Right now, I think Arizona and Mississippi State are in progress. Well, maybe over by now. I look at the scores. I don't know. I can't tell you. I know Auburn played Callaway. I just know this, that this is the type of game you get when you play a team that you basically just go by this win. This wasn't a very competitive game. It was early because LSU's defense was so honestly awful. I mean, they gave up 2 third and longs. It's like, here we go again, same garbage as last week against a really inferior opponent this time. Uh, if LSU's defense doesn't get better, they're going to have to just simply outscore people. And you say, well, they held ground with 10 points. Listen, I mean, a lot of people can hold ground with 10 points. They're not that good. I mean, God bless them. They're just not that good. But you start to play teams that have actual defense now. I mean, Florida State had actual defense. LSU had 7 points in the first half. Just don't forget that. The second half, 7 points in the second half. Don't forget that. The LSU's defense is going to have to come up to snuff. Mason Smith made his debut tonight and he limped off with a sprained ankle. Just wasn't a lot there defensively. I mean, it's just like I don't know what's missing. It just seemed like there's not a lot of pop to them. They need to figure things out because, like I said, league play starts this week in Starkville, and a place where I've already brought my Excedrin to bring with me to the game because of the cowbells. I can already hear them. But that's it from Tiger Stadium. It's late, time to get home. 72-10 LSU. We knew this was coming. We knew how bad it was. Well, I did because before the game I researched how many times LSU had scored over 60 points in its football history. I think it was 28, I think this is number 29. I knew this was coming. I didn't know how bad. But it was bad. But credit LSU's offense, and we'll see what happens from here on in. And again, some positives, but Jesus, this defense, these cornerbacks don't get better. It's going to be a long damn year. Long.